Okay, so we're going to look at solving a rational inequality. So this is our question that we're given. We're going to do this using a sign chart. So the first thing we need to do is to cross multiply because we need the denominators to be the same. So this is what I'm going to do. So on the bottom, on the denominator, we'll have x minus 6 and x plus 1. And then our terms, so we're going to multiply 4 times x plus 1. And we're going to multiply 2 by x minus 6. So I just need to multiply. So we've got 4x plus 4 plus 2x minus 12. And then I need to simplify. So to simplify, we'll have the 4x and the 2x are 6x, and we have minus 8. So this is going to be greater than 0. So now we look at our possible zeros. So on the numerator we have 6x minus 8. I'm going to set that to 0. So adding 8 to both sides. And now we're going to divide by 6. So we've got 8 over 6, and this will simplify to 4 over 3. So this here is 0. So now we're going to look at the denominator. Now the denominator, we'll set both of those to zeros. So x minus 6 is 0. So we're saying that x cannot equal 6 because this is going to be an undefined value. And this is where we'll have an asymptote. And also at x plus 1 is 0. So x cannot be minus 1. So undefined, and we'll have another asymptote at this value. So let's go back. So we're gonna do a table. So let's have a look. So first of all, our values, we've got minus 1 and 4 over 3 and 6. So our intervals, so we're going to have minus infinity to minus 1, minus 1 to 4 over 3. We'll have 4 over 3 to 6, and then we'll have 6 to positive infinity. X values. So let's have a look at the possible x values. So we're looking at something between minus infinity and minus 1. So any value between, and choose minus 2. A value between minus 1 and 4 over 3, I'm going to choose 0. And between 4/3 and 6, let's choose 2 and 7. So now we're going to have a look to see what the sign is going to be. So if I put in my value, so let's just rewrite, look at this by here. So we've got minus 2, and if we put minus 2 into this value here, we will have 6 times minus 2, so this is going to be negative. And then on the bottom, if we put minus 2 into this value here, so we'll have minus 2 minus 6, so this is also going to be negative. And then we have x plus 1. So this will be positive. Minus, oh, that'll be negative as well. Wrong pen. So on the bottom, this will be positive. A minus, if we have a minus and we divide by a positive, our final answer will be negative. So looking at the second one, so if we substitute in the values, 6 times 0 minus 8, this is going to give us a negative. Let's change our colour. So a negative. And then if we put 0 minus 6, that is going to be a negative. And 0 plus 1 would be a positive. Now, if we were to divide a negative by a negative, we'll have a positive. So this is going to be a positive outcome. If we substitute in 2, so 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 8, so this is going to be positive. So we'll have a positive. And if we substitute 2, so we'll have 2 minus 6 is going to be negative. And then if we substitute 2 into x plus 1, this is going to be positive. So a positive divided by a negative, that is going to be a negative. And then if we substitute in a 7, 6 times 7, 42 minus 8, so that is going to be positive. And then if we divide, so 7 minus 6, that will be positive. And 7 plus 1, that will be positive. So the outcome will be positive. So if you look at our question here, this is greater than 0. So we're looking at the positive outcomes. So this is positive and this is positive. So our final domain is going to be between, so we're going to write from -1 to 4/3 union with 6 to positive infinity. So if I was to, I'll just redraw this number line by here. So I had -1, I've got 4/3, 6, and so this goes to positive and this goes to negative. So our sign chart tells us that in this area we have a negative, in this area we have a positive, a negative and a positive. So the graph, we've got undefined values at 1 and undefined values at 6. Now we have a 0 at 4/3. So the actual graph will approach but we'll have a positive and we'll have a negative.